Screw that. I'm stoic. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Tranquility comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do. Only what you do." This quote has really stuck with me, and every time I read it, it continues to stick more. As someone who will openly admit that as a child and up until fairly recently, I overly cared what people thought about me, I think the Stoic philosophy that I have adopted in the past few months actually has really helped me hone in on not caring what people think. So first, let's break down what exactly is Stoicism. Stoicism is by definition an ancient Greek school of philosophy founded at Athens by Zeno of Citium. The school taught that virtue is the highest good and is based on knowledge. The wise live in harmony with the divine reason that governs nature and are indifferent to the vicissitudes of fortune and to pleasure and pain. All right, long story short, Stoicism is the philosophy of understanding what you can and cannot control, and then utilizing that to your best benefit to live a happier life. A great example of this actually comes from the book How to Be a Stoic, which is the book that I started reading to help me embrace my stoicism. And this book by Massimo Pigliucci is a really good here's an excerpt from it that can really help you guys understand what it means to be stoic. If a man were to make it his purpose to take a true aim with a spear or arrow at some mark, his ultimate end, corresponding to the ultimate good as we pronounce it, would be to do all he could to aim straight. Imagine you're an archer aiming at a deer or a clay pigeon, depending on your values. You're highly focused, notch your arrow, draw your bow, close an eye, aim, and shoot. Now imagine the arrow moving in slow motion towards the target. The arrow is out of there, in the air, out of your control, and you can only wait and see if it hits the target or not. Maybe it hits, maybe it misses. An unexpected gust of wind could blow the arrow off course. A bird could fly directly in front of the arrow. A hero could jump in and take it. A hero could jump in and take the hit. Your bow could break in the moment you release the arrow, or more likely you could simply miss the target for a lack of skills. This is the Stoic archer metaphor. Now, I love this story and this archer metaphor because it really encapsulates what we can and can't control. And it kind of showcases to us as people in this modern society who really do focus on things we can't control a lot. I mean, like, have you seen people with COVID in the past year? A lot of things were out of our control of what we could do. And a lot of people just focused on what we couldn't control. And this metaphor really showcases what inherently we can and cannot control. We can only control the attempt to hit the arrow or hit the target with the arrow. However, in life, I went throughout my entire childhood attempting to make people try to like me. You can't do that. It's literally impossible. You can be the nicest person in the world. They can just have a differing opinion on whether they like you or not. So you may be wondering specifically, what are the social applications of Stoicism and how can I utilize them to stop caring what other people think? The truth of the matter is there is nothing that you can do to make somebody like you or that can make them like the actions that you take. You can be the nicest person. You can be absolutely perfect in the own way that you can be. And however they're going to respond to the situation is not up to you. If somebody wants to be negative towards you, you really cannot control that. Now, I do want to make a distinction here, and an important one, I think. Just because you can't control whether somebody likes you or not does not mean that you shouldn't be kind to them or that you shouldn't show them respect. I think that's important to note because I don't want this being some sort of cop-out for just being rude in general. So a great distinction that Stoicism makes is the difference between goals and desires. So everyone has goals in life. However, the goals are not exactly what lead you to having a negative thought process if they go awry. The desire part, the desire for something to be a specific way is inherently where that stress and where that negative energy comes from. If, for example, you have a desire to reach a certain pinnacle of your career and then you fall short, that's going to be what upsets you. Not the goal, but the yearning and then the emotional attachment to it. That's the problem. Think back to the last time that you were upset that somebody didn't like you or didn't accept you for the way that you are. There's a little bit of you that knows deep down you either wished that they would or wanted them to just like you for you. When you're Stoic, you practice these principles and in a sense take away that emotional connection to absolutely not everything. I'm not saying don't be emotional. I'm just saying when you understand from a logical standpoint that you cannot control said thing. You cannot control somebody liking you. You cannot control getting that promotion outside of doing the tasks that you can to earn it. Now, that's your goal. Having the desire for either of those things, if they don't work out, will make you upset. Now, having the goal of a good relationship, I think is wonderful, and having a good relationship with people is good. However, having the wish for it to be the case is what's going to make you upset, because when there is this Stoic philosophy put into place, I have found personally that instead of me thinking, oh, I really wish this would happen, I really wish this person would just like me, get along with me, or they would view me in this way, it's like, well, I am doing everything I can to be a good person and to be kind to them. Now, if they're not going to have the same response I want back, I'm not nearly as upset anymore because I know I can't control it. The understanding of what you can and can't control really takes the onus off of yourself and takes that stressor out. Now, this is essentially just a mindset shift. Like, I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it and say it's like some sort of magical understanding. My mind is like shifted in regarding what my thoughts were when I was a kid, and I think that's normal. I think that's okay. I don't think for everybody this is going to hit the same way. I don't think it's going to magically change everyone's lives. However, I do think it's something that can really help us all when it comes to making better relationships, because I think we're all unique and wonderful in our own ways. And if we just understand that we can only be the best versions of ourselves and that others can like us if they want, but they may not, maybe that sort of level of understanding will breed less negativity, and I hopefully think that it will lead us down a better path. Now, you don't have to be a Stoic. I'm not saying Stoicism is the best philosophy in the world. It's what's working for me, just like minimalism's working for me. And with any of this, it's not, don't take it as scripture. I'm just a dude on the internet talking about how to build a better life based on my own reality and how it's going for me. I hope that you learned in this video a thing or two about how to stop caring what other people think. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.